Hey guys, it's Tiffany, and you found me on the Wise Guys channel. I do Tarot Friday every Friday to give you a little glimpse into the weekend, to give you something to anchor around, some spiritual insight or guidance. And normally I use tarot cards, but today I'm going to use a tarot card generator on my phone. And the truth is, I am out of town. I didn't bring my cards with me, and I'm having to record this earlier than Friday. So we're practicing being flexible and adapting to our environment. And I wasn't going to do this. I was just going to like wait till I got home, got my cards, do the whole thing. But I think that there's a good illustration available here so that, it's like you can be adaptable. You can be psychic and look at the things around you and be able to draw information from them in a spiritual way. So I'm just going to do a demonstration of that today as part of my practice in being flexible and adaptable. And hopefully you get something new out of it and see that you don't have to take your deck around with you everywhere all the time. I just Googled like random tarot generator, and that's what I'm going to be using today. To give you a little bit of the astrology before we go into it, I'm recording this for the 23rd. So I know that there's a new moon in 2 degrees of Libra on the 25th. And this new moon starts a 27-month cycle, a new cycle, right? And so this degree, of Libra, we would read the 3rd degree of the Sabian symbol, is the dawn of a new day when everything changed. And so this is exciting to me because it starts a new 2-year cycle. It's the new moon, things might still be kind of hidden or subconscious, that you might not be clear on what you're wishing or what's wanting to happen through you, but something, is zhuzhing up in the energy field. The new moon in Libra, it's a good time to set intentions around relationships. Of course, anything where you want to bring harmony and balance back into your life. Let there be peace, let it begin with me, these type of things. But let's talk about this moon cycle a little bit more. So what is kicking off now with this new moon in Libra, with the dawn of a new day when everything changed, right? It's important to know where 2 degrees of Libra is in your chart. And as I was doing my client readings this week, there was a lot of people that had a significant 2 degree of Libra. And so when the new moon falls on a degree that is, I guess, interesting in your chart, it can feel more impactful than maybe one that passes and isn't quite so directly, intimately related to the details of your chart. So just know that this might be a big one for you, and it might be not a big one for you. Either way, something's happening, and it will kick into gear in the first quarter Libra moon, which is June 26th, 2023. Now, this is an interesting time to talk about because around that time, the nodes are going to shift from the Taurus Scorpio axis into the Aries Libra axis, right? And so as what's starting kind of now is going to kick into gear in the same season when the nodes shift. Now, in history, we can look back at the times that the nodes were in Aries and Libra, and I believe I did that in part of the podcast. I don't know. But I feel like I've covered that recently. And the idea here is that, yeah, something is going to kick into gear next summer that's starting now. More will be revealed by March 25th of 2024, when the full moon eclipse in 5 degrees of Libra shows us all that we've been working on, right? From now up until March 25th, 2024, we'll be able to look back at this time and reassess, make some pivots, make some adjustments. And then the end of this moon family is December 22nd, 2024. There's the last quarter moon in 1 degree of Libra. So just know that this new moon kicks off a 2.5-year cycle. On the 29th, Venus is going to enter Libra. The 27th is one of the best days of the month that I've circled for September. So if you're curious more about what's going on in the astrology forecast, please check out wiseskiescollective.com. Go to the blog, click on October, or if you're watching in YouTube and you just want to cycle back to the October forecast, it's there for you too. I want to, just before we jump into the readings, mention that the 2023 calendar is out. So we had one glitch when we launched during Mercury retrograde, which was to be expected, and we've got version 2 up and ready. And so it's there, it's available. We've made all the corrections. Hopefully you love it. I included the moon phase families, like I just gave you that 4-act play. I included those in the full moons and the new moons this time. The Kazimis are included this time. There's a lot of new perks, and I just think it's like the best version that I can possibly make. So I hope you really enjoy it. 2023, it's not too early to plan and get your digital astrology calendar. So I just wanted you to know that it's up in the shop at wiseskiescollective.com. Wise Skies is a metaphysical counseling company. We offer one-on-one readings. So if you're experiencing some heat, please book with us. We'd be happy to help. We do astrology, human design, psychic mediumship, Akashic records, and tarot. And we have a cool membership where you get complimentary classes and workshops. You get 2 workshops a month and 2 readings from the tarot and from the Akashic records for the group for the month. And we find it really valuable. So we appreciate everybody who contributes to the collective. And we just invite you to join. So if this is the right season for you, the classes that are upcoming, let's see, we just had Sarah El-Harar teach about the midheaven. Tani is coming to teach, Tani Lewis, to teach paranormal investigation in October. Lavanga is teaching Vedic astrology in November. And I've got something in the works for you in December, so stay tuned. Okay, let's get into the readings. We're going to start with Aries, and I don't have to shuffle or clear a deck or anything. Again, this is a bit of an experiment. But the card, let's see, for Aries is the Chariot. So Aries, so something moving forward in your life, energizing you, giving you momentum, the power to connect with co-creation, another being that helps you forward. So this isn't only about directing traffic and driving the vehicle, and it's also not only about pulling everybody forward, whether they want to or not, right? This is about a collaboration between 2 beings in order to go forward. It's almost like you're at a standstill until you start to cooperate or collaborate with somebody else. Okay. So for our Taurus reading, we get the Emperor. See how easy this is? Don't worry, I'm not going to only do it this way, but now that when I'm traveling, we have a solution, right? And you have a new tool that you can use. So for our Taurus, we get the Emperor. So this is something to do with work, right? The things that we're devoted to, the things that we give our life to, that we pour our life force energy into. And so it doesn't really, matter where you work or what you do or what you feel your life purpose is, as long as you're connected to serving a higher calling, it's really, the details aren't going to matter so much. So don't drive yourself crazy with the details, right? But it's like, just let spirit help you pace yourself with work. And then also just know that maybe there's a career shift that's needing to happen, that's wanting to come forward, or that there needs to be a shift in power, the way that you perceive yourself. Even if you perceive yourself as like less than maybe somebody, the Emperor can come in and create that kind of a feeling. So just be aware of that in anything that you're working through, Taurus. All right, for our Geminis, the Gemini reading, let's see, we've got the Hanged Man. Okay, so this is about doing nothing. Sometimes we get into busy cycles of life where we're going and going and going, and then the weekend is full, and then the week is full, and then the nights are full, and it just gets to be too much, And the Hanged Man is about doing nothing, not doing anything. It's also about getting a different perspective. So sometimes, like in yoga, when you can get your heart above your head, that can help create the circuitry of a different perspective. So you don't have to do yoga, but you could also like lay on the back of your bed and let your head hang off and just lift your heart up. That's an easy way to do a Hanged Man type of a posture, right? And so just know, Gemini, this is a weekend to slow down, to not force any decisions or do anything. This is just about being still and observing. Okay. Now let's see, for our Cancer friends, what is it that our Cancers need to hear? The Tower card. Yikes. Okay, the Tower card is when it feels very cataclysmic, when it feels like things are turning upside down, not going well, or it just looks like your world is in upheaval. And your world might actually be in upheaval too, but Cancer, the Tower card always brings a clearing. And so just think about it like this energetic clearing that's happening when the lightning strikes, or when like a rainstorm comes and the water sits on the top of a clay, right? There's all these negative ions. The lightning breaks through the energy and clears the energy. That's kind of what's going on in your life. Like there's a major clearing. Okay, and so we can use that as a time to rebuild and to reset our foundation and to just kind of be in acceptance as well as surrender. All right, there's a lot of medicine in the Tower card. Let's clear the deck for Leo. Have I like said that before? That's silly. Okay, so clear the deck for Leo. We get the Justice card. The Justice card, Leos, this is about feeling like sometimes I tell people you don't have to be the karma police, like let things sort themselves out. The Justice card tends to pop up when things feel unfair or unbalanced. We've got Mercury retrograde in Libra. It will retrograde into Virgo, right? And so there can be some details that just kind of need to get ironed out, it feels like. And just try to align yourself with the cosmic laws, not the physical laws, like not the things that might not seem fair on the physical, but just try to align yourself with the universal and cosmic goodness, right? Does that help? The Justice card can also mean like legal issues, paperwork, things that are going through the court system. So if some of you Leos are expecting a change of fate or needing support in legal matters or needing to draft documents like contracts and things like that, there could be a focus for that too. Okay, after Leo comes Virgo. So what is it our Virgos need to hear? The Moon card. This is a quiet time of intuition, receiving, reflecting, being still, with being still with nature, going inside, having a period where we can't know everything. So it's almost like the Moon card helps us to be still in the waiting room. It's a card that reminds us to have great faith because things are working out sometimes without our great help. It's a card where we can start to learn more about our psychic senses, our intuitive senses. If you guys have been to my classes, you know I'll say you're born wise, you're psychic, you don't have to prove anything to me. I know it. I know you are because your senses extend out into the supernatural world. And this Moon card, Virgo, could be just a reminder that you intuitively know what to do, that you don't need help out there, that you can develop your own psychic skills just by sitting in meditation and listening and observing and fine-tuning some of these things. So I like this card for you this weekend. Okay, after Virgo comes Libra. Libra gets a death card. Okay, so Libra, something ending in your life, a closure cycle, something that you're tidying up, that you're wrapping up, that you're putting a bow on, something that feels like it needs to, that if you've hung on to something too long, it's like this is finally the time when you can be at peace about it. The death card also represents a dark night of the soul where you're going through a personal growth process. So some of you guys that Libras that maybe are coming at the end of your rope, just know that it's for the purpose of building a new person inside of you, a new spiritual side of you. So working with some of that. Let's clear for Scorpio. So our Scorpios get the Judgment card. The Judgment card is the 3 days after Jesus died and the tomb rolled away, and the spiritual side of this like rebirth symbology, right? And so some of you Scorpios going through a rebirth period. Some of you Scorpios going through a judgment period. Maybe your human design has to do with the judgment channel, like the judgment gate. Which one is it? I don't know. Maybe you're being influenced by it. Maybe you want to be influenced by it. Maybe you're noticing some things with a different kind of sort of skeptical or critical eye. Like maybe there needs to be some more discernment in your life. And so many explanations for you Scorpios out there. So what do you need to be discerning about? And what do you need to lose judgment about? And where can you have a rebirth experience? Not that that's something that you like go put on the calendar, but where could you see things differently? You know, what is a rebirth? What is a baptism? That meme about like spiritual awakenings or like cats being baptized or baptizing cats. It's kind of, that is the feeling that I'm getting. It's not like it's like, oh, a rebirth, check. I'm going to do that this weekend. I'm going to do a rebirth. But it's more like, how can I respond differently as a new spiritual person? How can I respond differently? That is a rebirth, that is acting your way into right thinking. So consider some of those. For Sag, who do we get? The Temperance card. So Sagittarius, our Sag reading, you get a Temperance card. This is Latin for to mix. This is when you are blending things, you're trying things out, you're trying new recipes, you're letting something simmer. The Temperance card is about patience and reeling something in. It's about where we have been overdoing something. So over fixing, overworking, over driving too much, too much talking, too much communication, too much drinking, too much eating, too much working out, right? The Temperance card is about taking a step back, reeling something in, and trying to blend something, right? Okay. After Sag comes Capricorn. Ooh, Capricorn and Scorpio both get the Judgment card. So Capricorn, same readings apply if you want to listen to the Scorpio reading, but for Capricorns here, the Judgment card, this is where your critical eye is very helpful, where you're able to see and discern things differently. Just be careful to not judge other people's business, right? Like this is a discernment process for yourself. The Judgment card also reminds me to, make amends, to be ready to stand for your life review, that type of a thing. Being ready to just live with like as clean as side of the street as you can possibly live on. Like everything just needs to come up for healing. This rebirth, this becoming a new person, this choosing your reactions differently, step by step. Every text you do really well so that your soul can be at ease and peace with it. Every piece of communication you do really well so that your soul can be at peace with it, right? All right, for our Aquarius, just clear the deck for Aquarius, and they get the Fool. So one of my favorite cards is the first card in the major arcana. It's card 0, that clear quartz crystal energy, that energy coming back to itself. That energy cannot be created or destroyed, right, Aquarius? This is a card of the visionary, right? You have fixed vision, and the Fool card helps you to lighten up a little bit. So sometimes you don't have to be so calculated. You don't have to get it right. Things don't have to be perfect. Look at this reading. I don't even have my deck, right? Like things don't have to be perfect. You can find a way. You can foolishly go forward naively with the eyes of a child, right? I could have started this reading and been like, well, there's no way I can do it without my cards. They're expecting the cards. We got to have the cards. But instead, I just went foolishly forward, and I'm like, we could do it on our phones now. It's 2022, right? I'm in 2023 because I've been working on the calendar. So the Fool card for you, this is about just leaping without looking, just doing something that is for fun's sake, that you don't have to have a plan. You don't have to have it all sorted out. You just have to listen to the call and be willing to take the next right step, not the next step right. Okay. All right, let's clear for Pisces. And we get the Justice card. So Pisces, I think Leo also got the Justice card. So you might want to listen to the Leo reading just for some double meanings. But for you, Pisces, this Justice card has to do with, like, I almost feel like time served. This is what their spirit's telling me. It's like they've served their time, and it's like you're kind of out of jail feeling. The Justice card is the judge working in your favor. And so just know that if you've been through a holding period, if you've been through something that feels a little bit like you're, I don't know, like that you've been in a holding period, to me, this card is a symbol that things are going to karmically sort themselves out soon. The Justice card could mean that you've got some legal issues, some legal paperwork, some contracts, some things like this that need to be cleared up. And so I would say just do what's fair for all concerned. And sometimes we can't see what's fair for all concerned if we want what's ours, if we want what's good for us. And so there can be a lot of discernment that comes in with this Justice card. Justice is the name of a horse, one of my close heart horses that I had for several years. He passed away here on this property. And the Justice card also just reminds me of that feeling of freedom and how important that is, that riding this horse and that feeling of being free, and the Justice card, that feeling that there's freedom with honesty and truth. There's liberation when you get to be yourself, type of a thing. So working with some of those things. And then last but not least, our universal reading on our phone is the High Priestess. Okay, so the card that we all need to hear is the High Priestess. This is about connecting with your intuition. This is about going to the magic schools. This is about getting lost in the real life Harry Potter. You know, for me, this would be like, go ahead and just sign up for Arthur Findlay College, you know, like one of the classes that I've always wanted to take. This is permission to unplug, check out, go deep within, and do something in the spiritual realm. The high priestess, you know, she has all this symbology. You can really geek out on tarot card art. Notice the black tower and the white tower and the letter B and the letter J. Notice what's going on behind her. Notice she's got some the moon here. This is a traditional card. So the oracle cards get really woo woo and crazy and out there and beautiful art, right? But sometimes the beautiful art takes away from the original symbols. And so I just encourage you guys to look at that. The Tarot Primer by Deborah Carter Masalato is available in our shop at wiseskiescollective.com. It's a great way to learn tarot. And also there's a free Tarot 101 class that we have here through the YouTube channel. So if you want to check out our free classes, we've just had a new one on Akashic Records that's super cool. Astrology and tarot are in there, and we'll be adding some other like basic foundation ones as the year goes on or closes. Guys, the high priestess, you know, this is just a reminder of what I always say: you were born wise. You don't need a psychic, you know the answer. And you can start to connect with your guides, and you do this through quiet, private meditation, just following your breath in and out, closing your eyes and feeling, you know, what it feels like to be in your skin, in your bones. Maybe you notice things are a little crooked and you want to realign yourself. That's okay. Maybe you start to have some thoughts come in. That's okay too. You just dismiss them, right? I'm holding a blank phone. The idea, oh, this is a crazy reading. The idea here is that it's time for all of us to reset our private spiritual practices. Okay. All right. My love to you all. Thank you for being here for this interesting version of Tarot Friday. Leave me a comment. I appreciate hearing from you. Please like, subscribe, and share if this has resonated. And I hope that it has provided a sense of, you know, we can let ourselves off the hook. We can still do our job well. We can still have fun. We can still use the tools and resources around us to deliver, you know, what we've promised. So I hope to see you guys soon and or work with you at wiseskiescollective.com. I'm Tiffany Harlick, and we'll see you next time. Namaste.